How would you evaluate your team's season so far?
I'm sorry?
How would you evaluate your team's season so far?
Growing. We're look at different numbers here and things that matter to us, and the growth is consistent. And we're talking about systems here. We're talking about different tactical sides of the game, the mindset, the way we behave and we move as a team, not only on the ice but as a group, as a pack. The assessment is we've been in every game pretty much. A lot of close calls, just little mistakes, individual mistakes here and there, and our record could be above 500 right now. So it's the results are what we evaluate everything on, right? But there's a process to it, and the process is moving forward, and we're growing as a team.
Adam Fantilli's basically playing for free tonight.
No, it's costing him money.
What's he given for you guys, and you know, how's he developing in his rookie year here?
We feel very, very fortunate to have him. Obviously, when you get those guys, it's because your season wasn't so good. But the positive side, the bright side to it is he's one of us now. The young man is a powerful man as far as his physical abilities. But the one thing we don't talk about enough is his mental strength. He's a very mature young man, and he's got this swagger about him. Like, he's got this confidence, and I say that often, and it's not in a negative way whatsoever. It's very positive. He's carrying this confidence that he can play at this level and be a difference maker already, and he's done it. He was able to adjust to different styles of games. Physical games, he showed up. Defensive games, he found ways. Offensive games, he's made some real highlight plays. He's learning the game, obviously, to play a solid 200-foot game, and it's not a lack of effort. He's like a sponge. He's really coachable. So he's a big component of our future and our present right now. He's been adjusting really, really well.
How does getting Elvis back help the group tonight?
Well, it's good. But our goalies have been doing really well so far. Elvis has been really good. To have him back, it's a bonus for us, for sure.
Spencer back in arms?
Yes.
All those things you said about Fantilli, I assume that a lot of them could also apply to Voronkov. He's been very, very good too, hasn't he?
Yes. So we didn't know him, right? We didn't have enough. I didn't have a lot of data on Voronkov. And the guy barely speaks English. I don't know if you tried to speak to him.
I had an interpreter, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so.
Yeah. Marchenko was able to do it.
Yeah, Marchi is our guy.
But it's like you can't sit down with the guy and say, hey, let's plan things out here or whatever,
no.
right? So but he's been he's very intriguing player.
Well, I don't know how I can describe him other than he's extremely smart. Yeah. Extremely smart. For him to adjust. So everything's new for him, right? The language, the country, the lifestyle, the game of how we play the games, the schedule, the opponent, everything, the systems, coaches, teammates, everything is new. And for him to be able, the way he plays, it's quite amazing. He's so smart. And it's just about watching the videos because he doesn't understand a whole lot of it. He has Marchenko that will translate everything to him. But he's a big man. He's sneaky tough. Like there's no fear in his game, and he doesn't mind using his body. He's got good hands. His routes, like as far as respecting the systems, are close to perfect. He'll make some mistakes, but I understand. When I understand the mistakes, we can fix it. So he's a very, very interesting man, and we started him as a winger. Now he's taking face-off. He's getting better and better on the face-off dot. I had no problem putting him 5-on-6 at the end of a game, 6-on-5 at key moments. He's on the power play. Eventually, he might be on the PK. he's not necessarily a fancy skater per se, but he gets there. He can move. So I think he's quite unique. We had a guy like, I had a guy in Winnipeg, Dustin Bufflin, was completely unique. Like there was nobody like him.
Right.
I feel Voronkov is that kind of guy. He's very unique. There's like I can't compare him to anyone in the league right now.
I get the sense there could be a pretty high ceiling for this guy. Like a pretty high ceiling.
You're so right, and I would say that I don't know his ceiling because it could be really high. It could be really high, and on top of it, he's even though he doesn't speak the language, he's completely part of the team. Like he'll play tricks on guys. He's a fun guy to be around. He loves the games. He loves the game. He loves to be around the team. He's a good teammate. So we're really, really excited. Like we have Fantilli, we have Voronkov, we have Marchenko, Chinnikov is making a step. Sillinger is back in the lineup after being injured. We have Kent Johnson. We have Jiricek on defense. We have a lot of young prospects that are, when I'm being asked about the evaluation of the team, we're quite positive right now.
As you've spoken before about your room being tight, in some strange way, can having to pull together with Boone being out and even the good Branson thing make your room even tighter? Is there galvanizing effect?
It could help. It could help for sure. Somebody else taking a bigger role, and so eventually over time that could help for sure. Yes.
Have you seen a 7-minute penalty kill before?
Geez, you're intense, man, eh? I've seen it before, yes. Not often, but I've seen it before. Yeah, I like your intensity.
Thank you.
Can you skate backward?
Yes, definitely. I played forward growing up, so it might not be as good, but I can definitely try.
All right.
With Boone out, do you see Adam getting a few more shifts out there?
Well, so what I've been doing so far is I've tried to, what I like to do, especially for, I've had a lot of experience developing young players, and the number one component is to put them in a position to succeed. The mental part of it is, to me, is the most important. The most important part. So I've tried to, I don't want to say shelter Adam, but put him in good position to succeed. So ozone face-offs, for example. But now with Boone out after 30 games and the way he's growing, I think he can take some more. So eventually he's going to get more and more.
Are you essentially trying to say you're trying to avoid the rookie wall, like the mental? Is that what you kind of mean by that?
So he hasn't played a whole lot of games in the past 2 years. And we see that wall. It's different for all players. Some you just don't see it. It just doesn't happen. For a lot of them, it's, I'd say, around the All-Star break. And but looking at Adam, he might be the exception because of his maturity and he's physically strong already. And with the mental side of it, knowing that he's a mature and he's like I said, that he's got the swagger and the confidence. I don't know if he's going to hit that wall. That wasn't my concern, to be honest with you, to answer you. It was more like put him in a position that he feels confident, and we're going to grow from there. And so far, he's been responding really well.
You've got him with Johnny right now. You're kind of excited to see how those two
Yes, very
skill
much,
sets
very much,
pair
very
up.
much. It might be so. That's the downside of Boone not being there is we miss our captain, and he's a key component, key player for us, a key person, key leader in all aspects. But the good side, if we can say it that way, if I can say it that way, is that we're going to put Fantilli in a position to, face minutes. Now, having said that, he's going to face guys like Matthews and Marner and Nylander and Tavares, most likely. So it's a big challenge. But the way I feel right now is I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the team, and I'm excited to put him in that position because we've seen 30 games so far that he's responded well every time.
Yeah, the skill sets should complement one another, right? He and Johnny?
Yeah. You would hope so, but I've been around the game long enough that sometimes two pieces of the puzzle should really work well together, and somehow they don't. But I'm more of a positive guy. I hope it's going to work. I think it's going to work. I have no reason to believe why it's not going to work. So that could be a combination that we have for quite some time.
Was taking him away from Johnson and Bemstrom something you had to kind of debate?
Yes.
Just because they
yeah,
had shown some
they
chemistry.
they were a good line. They were a good line. But at the same time, Johnny Gaudreau is a key player for us, and we feel right now that Adam might be the right guy for him.
For you personally, is there anything surprising about being an NHL head coach that you didn't already anticipate about the job being an assistant?
Yeah. So I've been a head coach in 30 years, most of those years. 22 or 23 years out of 30, I've been a head coach. The one thing I didn't know about the NHL is learning to say no. So you get pulled by different directions, by different people all the time. So I didn't realize that, and I spoke to my staff about it. It's the media, the marketing, the team, the player, management, assistant coach with this and that. It's at the end of the day, I have to do my job, and I need to understand the big picture, and I do. But the NHL is a different animal altogether. And that's the part. Like the game itself, no. I've been in this league for quite some time now. Coaching a hockey team, no. It's different. The management of the people, that's one of my strengths. But the time that it takes to do the full job description of a head coach, there's a lot of things that are being asked that are time consuming, and it has to be done. So the management of my personal time is, that was an adjustment.
Just a quick comment on Denton Mateychuk and Jordan Dumais. They made Team Canada. Have you been following their season? If not, will you be following them at the World Juniors?
I've been getting reports. Now, following, that would be a stretch. I've been getting reports on those two. Really excited for them to make Team Canada. Jordan Dumais was, again, a stud at our camp. So smart. He's got this offensive side to him that it's not, you can't teach that. He goes to the hard areas. He's not a big guy, but he's a difference maker, and he wants to be a difference maker. So really happy for him. And Mateychuk was, last year he had a good camp. This year he had a step. Like he was even better. So two good players, two good people. They fit the values of what we're trying to do here in Columbus. So I followed them, but from a distance, getting reports, and that's it. But yes, I'll be watching for sure.
How would you evaluate your season so far?
I've been happy with it. I'm not really looking too much at production right now, to be honest with you. I'm more just trying to learn how to be a proper pro. Learn from a lot of the guys in this locker room that have been through similar situations. So just trying to learn and take it day by day and bring my game to where I want it to be. Obviously, it's not where I want it to be yet, but I'm happy with how things have been going.
How excited are you to be playing in Toronto tonight for the first time in the NHL?
I'm super excited. I mean, I got a lot of friends and family coming out here. I used to come here to watch NHL games, Raptors games. I came here when the World Juniors were here, so I'm super excited to be able to play on that sheet.
Speaking of the World Juniors, Macklin Celebrini, he's had a tremendous college season. You had kind of that same production. What would you tell him if you were able to meet him right now?
Enjoy it. I mean, what he's doing in college is pretty special right now, especially as an underage freshman. He's about to go overseas and play for his country and what pretty much every Canadian kid dreams to do. So hopefully they can get the job done and just have fun with it.
What's the number tonight? How many people?
I don't even know.
Can you ballpark it?
It's over 100 for sure. That's all I can say. It's between like family, friends, people I used to go to school with, coaches, trainers, anybody pretty much is welcome to come. So it's going to be cool.
How does that add to it for you, the whole experience here?
Yeah, it does, and it's just, like I said, it's an enjoyment factor of playing in front of a lot of people that you know and people that you love and people that have been there for you for as long as you've been trying to make this dream a reality. So it's really special for me that they come out here, so it's going to be cool.
What's the best moment you've had as a fan in this building, be it Raptors or hockey?
Well, I had a couple back in the day. I used to only ever come when the Bruins were playing Toronto, so it was always awesome when I'd leave and the Bees won, and I was just smiling the whole way home on the subway, and everybody was all upset. Or watching Canada win gold against Sweden. That was no, not Sweden.
It was Sweden.
Was Sweden, right?
It was Sweden.
Yeah, so that was pretty sweet.
Why are you a Bruins fan? How did that happen?
My dad was a huge Bruins fan growing up, and he kind of brainwashed me into it. Obviously, it's not in our household anymore, but we definitely enjoyed going down for the Cup finals and stuff like that, so that was fun.
You could still be at the World Juniors. Obviously, I think you'd rather be here. Are you happy to have gotten that experience in, or do you kind of miss that World Juniors experience?
I did it last year. Obviously, anytime you get to wear your country's jersey, it's an honor, and you're extremely excited to do it. But to be honest with you, I want to be here. I want to be getting NHL reps. I want to be learning how to be a pro more and more every day. So here's where I want to be. But if things happen to go that way, things happen to go that way. I mean, it's not really in my hands.
Does having that experience in the spotlight of the World Juniors, does it translate at all and prepare you for the NHL?
Yeah, I mean, playing in front of crowds like that, especially getting to play in Canada, that was a lot of fun. In Halifax, those fans were amazing. They made it so enjoyable. And then being in those types of situations, whether it's Big Ten championships, whether it's Frozen Four championships, the World Championships, World Juniors, all that stuff builds you towards getting to where you want to be and preparing you for that type of stuff. So I think all of that's been helpful up until this point.
Do you remember where you were in 2013 in May when the Bruins played the Leafs? Was that a good day for you there?
I was in a Montana's with my dad because we were driving home from practice and we heard everything that was going on. So we pulled over, went into a Montana's, and just watched the rest of the game, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Who was your guy on the Bruins at that?
Mark Savard, when I was real young, that's kind of why I wore a 91 for quite a long time, and then switched to 19 when I couldn't be that high of a number, and then it kind of switched into Patrice Bergeron.
Out of curiosity, surely you're not on the hook for the bill tonight with everybody coming to see you play.
Not the whole thing, no.
What's the hardest adjustment you found as an NHLer?
Probably the travel. I mean, we were the busiest team in the NHL for the first 2 months. We had 30 games in 60 days, and practicing, working out, you're going all over the place. So that might have been the biggest challenge. Obviously, coming into the league where you're playing against the best guys in the world and guys that you idolized growing up, that's always a challenge. You're now playing in the hardest level you possibly can. So trying to navigate that has been tough, but I think more just keeping your body ready and ready to play the next game or 2 days down the road. So that's probably been the biggest.
Obviously, as a rookie, there's a spotlight on you, but obviously in a year when there's a rookie like Connor playing and lighting it up, is it easier just to kind of do your thing and let the spotlight go on him, or does it force you to kind of raise your game because obviously you're in a race for the Calder? And
I focus on myself, to be honest with you. I'm trying to do everything I can to be the best player I can be for this team. Obviously, I watch Connor as a fan. Just watching what he's done has been pretty cool, but I want to be the best version of myself I can be and get to wherever I can get to as a player. That's my plan.
How many people from your draft night best are going to be here tonight?
Probably all of them.
All of them?
Probably, yeah.
how have the older guys on the team helped you kind of fit in this year as a rookie?
Yeah, they've been amazing. Obviously, Laine brought me in to live with him for the first couple weeks of the season there, and Boone Jenner, Werenski, Goodbranson, Corrali, all those guys have been awesome. Just with bringing me in, making me feel part of the team, going to dinners with them, just being around the guys and feeling welcome. They've all been awesome. And then teaching points in terms of just being on the ice, the travel, and how to take care of your body, that's all been huge.
What stands out most about Laine's personality? What have you learned about that?
He's fun to be around. I like to mess around with him, and we like to have fun away from the rink. So he's definitely a strong personality, and it's a lot of fun to be around.
With Boone being out, there's obviously some minutes that kind of open up there, and I think you skated with Johnny yesterday. Do you kind of welcome that opportunity, and you want to use what you've learned these first 30 games to be able to take advantage of it?
Absolutely. I'm super excited for this opportunity, and obviously I don't know how things are going to play out tonight in terms of ice time and stuff like that, but every opportunity I get to play with those guys is a blessing, and every opportunity I get on NHL ice is a blessing, so I'm just trying to play my best in those type of situations, and I'm super excited that I'm able to step into that spot. Obviously, it really sucks that Boone's not here. He's a big part of this team and someone that's really hard to replace, borderline impossible. So everybody's going to have to elevate their game, and it sucks that he's not in, but I'm super excited about the opportunity.
Adam, I'm sure coming into the NHL, you knew that taking face-offs against these kind of guys are going to be tough. Is it tougher even than you thought, or about the same? Or?
It was, yeah, it's tough. I mean, obviously these guys, a lot of them get paid to do that, to win face-offs and stuff like that. struggled with it for the first little bit, and I think the last few games I've been really finding my stride with that type of stuff. Hopefully I can keep it going tonight, but yeah, I think focal point of my game that I've been working on is my face-offs. I think I'm getting better at it.
Have you learned some tricks in the trade?
Yeah, like some small things, whether it's working with Boone or doing work with Bull in the video room and just watching it and seeing where I can get better. So just small things.
What's 11 mean to you?
Uh,
Or is this assigned to you?
it looks funny with the L's in my last name, man. I just thought it was funny.